All right, we're gonna do this sort of as I go. I'm just gonna play back my kills on the bosses here. This is tier 0 decloned Lucian, or Rathma, and the tier 2 Rathma kill from last season. Someone asked if Summonzon could do the bosses. It can do all the bosses. It can do clones 0 and probably 1. 2 it can't, and you'll see why. So for declone, he is going to do fire damage. I believe the lightning cone is actually physical, and there's no lightning. I've seen people go in there with no lightning res, but what declone will do is spawn some ads. With Summonzon, the problem is you shoot the pillars, and that's what makes strafing very bad for this fight. I actually asked for them to remove that targetability from the pillars, and they ended up removing it on Rathma, which is why I'm pushing Rathma this season. The cold phase, when you push declone every 25%, he's going to do these cold waves. They are not insta-death on tier 0 if you have some decent cold res, but just don't get hit by them. Standing behind that bottom south pillar is generally how people do it. With Summonzon specifically, you just need to keep spawning, because your bullets are just not going to always hit what you want it to hit, and you'll be wasting a lot on the pillars. Just keep the ads rolling. That's it. Or your minions rolling. Standing right next to one of them like that is a good way to target some of them down, but as you can see, you really just got to keep pumping it. There's nothing more to the fight, really. I'll let this play out. You have to avoid the meteors on the ground, I guess, like I just didn't do. You do what I do on, just did there on tier 2, you are insta-dead. Tier 1, you're probably insta-dead too. Or getting tickled by the lightning. I also have no PDR on this build. I'm actually using the Enigma. I forgot and just should have been teleporting around, honestly. I think I do teleport the Valkyries onto him at some point. Again, fine for tier 0. The spirits that you're seeing there, they do drop fire damage on the ground, and occasionally you will be hit by invisible fire that you can't see. They did lower the number of sprites in the fight, so that doesn't happen as much, but there is still some invisible fire on the ground that you'll see. What I'm trying to do here too, if you're on Summonzon, is try to get him stuck on a pillar, and he did not work there. You can actually, with 100% Pierce, kind of shoot through the pillar and get more shots on him, is a good way to do it. If you're going to do declone seriously though, I mean, you can run it obviously with the Ebon Bane. I'm going to get the kill here. I recommend a Gut Siphon, believe it or not. Gut Siphon with 5 runes in it, and go max open wounds. I ran this last season with a Demon Machine, and it was a pain in the butt. A little better at clearing ads because of that multi-shot proc, but the Gut Siphon was really doing some damage. So when one of those bolts does hit him, you have a very, very high chance, if not 100, with the other gear of putting open wounds on him. And that was shredding Declone 0 down a lot easier than this is. As you can see, it's sort of struggle busting to get damage on those ads. This is tier 0 too. If you haven't tried tier 0 declone, it is fairly easy once you know the mechanics. As you can see here, I'm burning through rejuves, but that's also because on Summonzon you have to spend a lot of mana to get your minions up, which is why this is not a great bosser in general. You're spending, even on Rathma, I'm spending, you see how my mana is completely drained, and I actually have to spend a pot just so I can strafe on the boss, and then you're right back to resummoning. So, but even on Declone 0, guys, you can get rewarded for your good work. And you can get a nice Annie. Which we'll see what happened. Well, I think you saw at the start of that video what happened, or this video, what happens to that Annie. Very happy with that one. I should say here too, I'm going to skip the ad phases in Rathma and just do the boss phases. And take everything I say with a grain of salt. I do, like I said, these bosses on tier 0. It's my first season bossing truly with Summonzon because it just couldn't do them before. It could do Lucian, obviously, last season, but it's just never been able to consistently do the higher tiers of the other bosses, so I very rarely attempted them. Rathma does do poison, or mend down here. It's poison and cold are the main 2 damage sources. There's no lightning damage in the boss fights itself, but there are those souls in the ad phases between them. Anyway, Rathma is going to, or Mendel is going to shoot off little cold spikes from those towers that you have to avoid. Don't get hit with them like I just did. On, again, any tier higher than 0, they're going to murk you almost instantly, even with good cold res. The sludge wave, I'm trying to see, where is the sludge wave? Yes, he shoots out a ball of poison. He shoots out poison damage around it, but he should do a sludge wave that hits you with poison damage like it's physical. It's like instant poison damage. And that's why you need antidote potions. You're going to see me fat finger a couple of them in phase 3, actually. I think it was Tacklet said to me, you only need 4 of them because it only does 4 sludge waves, but it still hurts an awful lot. You want poison length reduced down to 25%. 175 is the max. And generally speaking, good idea to launch your CTA when you enter the fight, like I didn't do here. I just realized I have 2,300 life instead of the 2,600. Those blood golems, by the way, what those are, you have to take them down. He is immune during that phase, and if they reach him, they will regen his health. I'm not seeing the sludge wave. Is there no sludge wave on tier 0? I thought there was. I thought it was a different animation. Maybe it was the ones he was pumping out. Again, this way I shouldn't take what I say with... Don't listen to me for bossing. I'm just explaining what I know because someone asked me to show Summonzon doing these bosses. Skip over to the next phase any moment here. Okay, this is the actual first fight with Rathma. This is much easier on Summonzon. The Conjuring Souls there will put out, as you can see, fissures on the ground that do fire damage. And the Void Knights will spawn. He is immune to damage while the Void Knights are up. And I believe the Conjuring Soul. The Void Knights do, fire, physical, cold, and poison damage, I believe. The physical one is the dangerous one for most people because you don't come into this fight with a lot of PDR, generally. And again, there is no lightning. Yeah, physical's the purple, fire's the red, yeah, okay. This is actually the easiest phase for Summonzon. Phase 1 is, honest, in my opinion, the hardest. Phase 3, once I get past phase 1, I'm like, I got the fight. See that bone prison that he puts out will imprison you and sort of lock you up, but on Summonzon, I never get hit with it, really. There you go, hit once, but you're generally strafing. On Summonzon 2, when you're strafing, you're immune to knockback, so... That Bone Spear, I believe, does a portion of your health. It's magic damage, but it is a portion, so that's keeps you... Make sure you're topped up, basically. Good, I actually launched my CTA this time. You gotta fight both of them, and they're gonna do all of the mechanics, except Mendeln will not do the blood golems. Do what I do on tier 1 and stand in that poison damage on the outside ring, and you will die. I think I forgot to mention that Mendeln on those phases, when he does the poison creepers on the ground, he'll blast death poison damage on the ring. That's why you can't stay on the outside. You see, the plan on Summonzon with higher tiers, you see the problem? I'm still, even on tier 0, just losing life like crazy, man. I just need to get life up somehow. I believe Tacklet said 3k would be a decent mark to hit, but I'm gonna max out on where I can pump life at this point, to be honest with you. Generally a good idea to drop your cube on the ground and pick potions up, so you don't have to load them like I did manually there. Again, name of the game though, keep summoning, and when they're lined up like that, that's when you want to strafe through them and you can effectively double your damage. Void Knights are out, immune. See, I'm insta-dead, yeah, I almost died there. I would have died on tier 1 for sure. Standing in the poison, getting hit with the Bone Spear in the Bone Prison. Very, very bad. Let's see. And Tacklet did tell me stand near them. I know I'm not doing that, Tacklet. Don't yell at me. It's not that I don't believe you, man. It's just I want to try it the way I'm doing it first, which is keep distance, because not many summoners have done these fights, and I think I just need to try it a new way, and I'm going to try it with distance the first time, and I'll follow your advice and stay close to him the next time. And I did get my nice Annie, finally. So, even on tier 0, you can get some of the best items in the game, guys. And I'll stop yapping here and let this one kind of play out. This is tier 2 Lucian. if you're going to gear for this, Demon Machine has to be done. The Ebon Bane, or even really any bow, I think, is just not going to have enough strafe damage to do this. You need the Demon Machine multi-shot procs. I am using the Disciple set here, not for the memes, guys. I do believe the Disciple set is the best way to run multi-shot proc Summonzon. You're losing the Atmas, but the Atmas doesn't help you in this fight. And even in mapping, you can make up that amp damage with lots of Crushing Blow, which is what I did here. There's actually 2 Burr runes in that Demon Machine to help with these adds. Lucion does do Lightning and Physical. I believe, see, I'm seeing the cold, I swear there's cold damage there, because I see the little blue marks, and I noticed that this season, which is indicative of cold damage, but he will do that lightning phase. I have 2,500 life here, and 2,500 life on Amazon with 90 lightning res was enough to just survive that if you fuck it up. So, but name of the game with strafe, at least. There's multiple methods for doing Lucian. I've seen people just ignore the ad, stick themselves in a corner, and damage him. But on Summonzon, you really got to kill the portals. You will eventually run out of DPS to deal with the fight. And all of those little lightning things on the ground, I do try to avoid them, but honestly, pumping out damage is so important, because on Summonzon, your damage is just not great. I will stand in them to get some shots off on him. I absolutely will. Another thing, when I was watching my failed Lucian attempts this time around, which is mainly failing because I didn't get PDR. You see, I have a Vamp Gaze, and I'm trying to chintz it this season, and it's just not working. I'm not using a lot of pots in these first couple phases, and you're going to see this slow down immensely. The last 5 minutes are going to burn up all my pots and take so much more time to get his health down. You can see, I mean, he's, what, almost a half health, I think, at this point? And we're not even halfway through. Yeah, slows down a lot once more ads come. Nothing more to say. Avoid the lightning on the ground, kill the portals, keep summoning things, and I'll let this play out since I've already talked for 10 minutes. See you guys later.